In this 15th episode of my documentary, The Making of a Music Video, I want to talk a little bit more about promotional techniques. It's a bit of a mixed bag, but I think it will add to what I already said in episode 10. Now, before I start, I'd like to make a general point, and that is that you should follow your dream. Believe in yourself. I think unless you do believe in yourself and have the ambition and dream to be well known or even famous and even rich on the media, you have to have the self-confidence to do it, because that shows up very much if you don't. Anyway, the first tip I would like to make is that you should stay on one platform, whether it's YouTube or Vivo or some other video channel where you can put video and audio, unlike Spotify, for example, and maintain your presence on that channel. Because if you try to put yourself on all the different various channels, of which there are many, you'll find you spend a half your day trying to keep up with the individual channels. But by staying in one main channel, people will know where you are, and you will have less effort to keep that up to date. So that's the point. Anyway, to get yourself seen must be a major objective. Most people who put clips up on YouTube hardly get any views, and the secret is to get views. The more views you get, the more you're going to get seen, and the more you get noticed by other people. Okay, so one way to do that is to make a comment or analysis, or in some way link yourself to an existing celebrity whom people will be looking for on YouTube, because in looking for them they will stumble across your contribution as well. So get yourself linked in a way to a celebrity or someone in the music business whom you can say something about. That's all. Nothing to stop that. Free speech. And the second way of doing that same kind of thing is to do a cover on a popular number. If you take the latest pop songs, which everyone's looking for on YouTube, and do a cover of it, then your cover of it will also be seen by many people. Be careful though that the royalties you may have to pay, if you've made it a monetizable clip, are could be quite substantial. So don't make it a monetized clip, make it a free clip. Then the other thing is, the next thing really is to not just put up one post a month, one video a month, but to put up a video frequently, 2 or 3 times a week. Put something up there to keep your followers alive and well and looking for your next video. Also, of course, ask them to subscribe, which you can do via YouTube. There's a situation for that. And don't be in a hurry to go to places like Spotify for artists or Apple Music. Don't go in there early, because you will not get a lot of money, and you won't get very many results that way unless you've already been seen elsewhere. Now, probably the most important tip I can give you is to create an EPK. What's an EPK? An EPK is an electronic press kit, and that is a kind of bundle of information all about you and your performance and bio and so many other things. So start off by having one of the folders, a subfolder, with all your images, all your pictures, the pictures of you, your band, individual band images, and all kinds of images in high resolution, mind, which can inform anyone who's interested in learning more about you. Link yourself, of course, link that channel to that folder to your web page, your YouTube channel, and to any other places where more information is available about you. You should include in it your logo. Create a logo and make sure it's a PNG logo, because that way you can transparentize it. Keep your web page up to date as well. That's another point. And see the episode about that. You can put yourself on SoundCloud and give a link to that SoundCloud clip. But rather than go to individual social media channels, get hold of Ditto's Smart Link. Now that's an app which will put your efforts onto all the social media channels automatically. So get hold of that. Ditto Music, I think it's called. Have a look at that on Google it and then learn about it. Obviously you need to put a bio, not only of yourself and your achievements to date and where you are and what you do, but also the bio of your team. If you've got a band, give the individual band members bios as well, and put that in a folder called bio. And when you're doing these texts, make sure you check the spelling. How many times, I wonder, have I seen the your, as in you-are, which should be Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, spelt Y-O-U-R. And that kind of mistake will degrade your reputation in the eyes of anybody reading it. Okay, so those are some of the things that you should include in your EPK. Any press evaluations which you might have had, any journal bios or journal entries about you in magazines and newspapers, put them in. If you have got testimonials from other players or audiences, put those in. And of course, and above all, make sure that all your up-to-date contact details are in your EPK. So you've now got one big folder with a lot of subfolders with those items I just mentioned, and that'll be your EPK, which you can send via the internet to anybody with whom you're engaging. So that's the tip. Now, but don't go away and buy fake likes or fake comments. Don't make fake comments up. Just keep your comments genuine and honest. The next thing I want to talk about is your personal contact to the comments. I mean, when you get a comment from somebody, maybe good or bad, respond to it. Put an answer to it, so that people see you're a real live person and you're empathetic and listening to critical evaluations and constructive criticisms. That's very important. It gives you a persona which you won't otherwise have. Obviously the big rage of the moment is TikTok. Well, they've got various levels, 15 seconds to 3 minutes. And of those, choose the short one, the 15-second one. That apparently is more effective than the long one, because people turn off and don't go anywhere else. But if in 15 seconds you can link them up to some other link, your YouTube link, or some other link that you have, your web page for example, then that's better to do that in 15 seconds than to spend 3 minutes giving them a whole song which they may or may not like. It won't be as good. Right, so the other kinds of things you can do to promote yourself are to give online lectures or tutorials on subjects which you know a lot about, and put those up as a separate clip. Film your rehearsals, put them up. It's very interesting to see behind the scenes for people. I mean, I only wish that the Beatles had done more of that. They did some of it, and they're very interesting to see how those songs were created so many years ago. So those are the main tips in this episode I want to give you. Two major take-home messages. One, be seen. If you're seen, then people are much more likely to buy anything that you have produced. And number two is, don't try and thrust your products down your audience's throat. In the reverse of that, ask them what you can do for them, so that it doesn't come over as just a sales pitch. This is promotion, and it's promotion of your character. And if your character is seen as someone who is trying to be helpful and to give rather than to take, then that will benefit you. Well, there we are. There are some of the extra promotional tips I would like to tell you, and hope that you can use them. And thanks very much for listening. See you next time.